And so, I was just, it led me to a verse, Mark 5 verse 21. I'm not sure which version is this. It might be my own version, but let's try it. Sabi sa Mark 5:21, Jesus spoke, "Who needs a doctor? The healthy or the sick? I am here inviting outsiders, not insiders. An invitation to a changed life inside and out." So, andito tayo para, as I mentioned earlier, kung kayo nasa ospital and you're a doctor, hindi mo naman pagagalingin yung magaling na, di ba? Ang tutulungan mo yung nangangailangan, ang tutulungan mo yung may sakit. Hindi mo sasabihin yung may sakit, hindi, kung doktor ka, hindi mo iwasan yung may sakit, sabihin mo, "Ay, may sakit ka! Pero kung namin sa'yo, mahahawa ko sa'yo." Diba? Because sometimes we fall into that trap. As Christians, we try to limit our circle. We try to keep to ourselves and limit yung mga taong nakakasalamuhan natin dahil, "Ay, naku, bad influence yan. Ayokong maano niyan, something." Diba? And so, we keep to ourselves. We keep to our little Christian circle and just point fingers at people who are making mistakes. And I was guilty of this. I'm not saying na perfectong naging buhay ko. I was guilty of this. I was a hypocrite. I kept to my own Christian circle, just watching people. "Ay, ayoko nga magpunta dyan sa bar na yan kasi baka isipin, ganito ako, ganyan." Or, "Ayoko dyan sa girl na yan, nagsusmoke yan, hindi ko siya friend." Diba? Hindi ganon. Hindi dapat tayo ganon. Hindi ganon ang hindi ganon ang purpose for our seeing the light and our seeing the grace of God and experiencing His forgiveness and His grace. And so, this verse, Mark 5:21, really, really spoke to me. Oo nga naman, ang mga doktor, even Jesus, did He hang out with just His disciples? He hung out with the tax collectors and the, forgive my term, but the sluts or the not so wholesome girls or just he went out there. He went out to the sick and ministered to the sick and didn't just, diba, anong mararating natin if Jesus just stayed in one room with His disciples at nagbulhan lang sila forever, diba? And so, it brings me to once again, we are all soldiers out, we are of the same army out in the battlefield. And I don't know why God led me to this, but siguro kasi, you guys have been in this gathering for a really long time now, and you have formed a fellowship and a bond that's really very, very important. Accountability partners are very important, a core group. It's very important to have brothers and sisters to support you in what you're going through. Kailangan natin yan. Doon tayo kumukuha ng lakas, di ba? We can't fight a battle by ourselves. We need fellow soldiers. And so, siguro God sent me this message because parang just to encourage you guys that we don't need to be shoving our beliefs down people's throats. We don't need to be telling them, "Bad ka, hindi mo nasa Bible bad yung ginagawa mo." Or, "Ito yung paniniwala ko, maniwala ka sa akin." Hindi pwedeng ganun, di ba? We cannot shove our beliefs down people's throats. But our very lives are supposed to be the example. They're supposed to be the fragrance of Christ. Yung mga buhay natin, ito na, this should be enough. And then when people come to you and they see that change and they see that light, they'll want that for themselves. Without you having to really go out of your way and say, "Hoy! Mag-repent ka! Makasalanan ka!" Or whatever. Or just walking around and hitting the person on the head with the Bible, diba? It's just, hindi ganon. Hindi tayo dapat ganon. And so, our once again, our lives are supposed to be enough proof of Jesus' transformative power, if you will. And again, an encouragement. Who knows of the verse that the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. Ang laki-laki ng abs-cbn. abs-cbn is such a big network, such an influential network. And the fact that you're all here means that, you want to create that change. You want to affect the people around you. And so, I just wanted to encourage you that marami po dyan. I personally have experienced people just hungry for change. They don't know what it is. They know there's something missing in their lives, but they don't know what it is. And that is our job. That is our responsibility as Christians, as the ones chosen and sent out by God into the battlefield to get that harvest, to share with them what is, lahat hindi nila alam eh. I've experienced that. Hindi ko alam kung anong mali sa buhay ko, maayos naman ang buhay ko, maayos kami ng boyfriend ko, maganda yung career ko, whatever, but there's something missing. Diyan kayo papasok, diyan tayo papasok to tell them of the love and the forgiveness that they are needing. And I think I'll just go on and skip that song. Okay na ba? Okay. O sige. Well, yeah, so once again, this is the song that got me through. And let's try it. Can you try it from the top? So, alright. When I feel the best of me is ready to begin in their days, when I feel the best of me is ready to begin in their days, when I feel I'm letting go and soaring on the wind. I've learned in laughter or in pain how to survive. I get on my knees, I get on my knees, there I am before the love that changes me. See, I don't know how, but there's how when I'm on my knees. So that's what I had to do. I had to get on my knees and then at some point just really lift up to God everything that was going through in my life. And it's very important, lalo na kapag hindi tayo nasa simbahan at the moment. When we're out there in the battlefield, it's much harder. Mas lagi natin kinakailangan ng gasolina to run. Mas lalo natin kinakailangan ng encouragement, ng bala. And sometimes, all you really have to do is get on your knees for the things that you're going through. And so I would like to encourage you, for those of you who have been a Christian for quite a while, I'd like to encourage you to work with what you're given. I'm very, very fond of this story. Every time I get the chance to preach, the story of Moses. God told Moses at some point, "What's that in your hand?" And Moses was like, "It's a staff." And with that staff, God performed miracles, right? God used that staff in Moses to perform miracles. And so I like it so much because sometimes I think God's telling me, "What's that in your hand?" It's a microphone. God will use that microphone to perform miracles, to reach people, to touch lives, and He will do it through you. And so, what do you have in your hand? Do you have a script in your hand? Do you have computers in front of you? Do you have shows that you're taking care of? Or do you have a pen with you? Or just whatever is in your hand, or the hand of a person. It's just God is just waiting for you to allow Him to use you. For Him to use us as instruments, as vessels, we have to empty ourselves so that He can fill us with His Spirit. And I'm siguro naman I would like to speak for those to speak to those of you who are hearing this for the first time. Do we have first timers here? First timers, anyone here for the first time? This is all so new to you, and we're not trying to scare you. Hindi po to samahan. Hindi po namin kayo kukuhanan ng dugo mamaya. Huwag yung makaisipin nyo yung mga blood compact or whatever. I just like to encourage you, this is not a religion. Christ and Jesus and God, that whole concept, it's not a religion, it's more than that, it's a relationship. it's something personal. It's more than just rituals. It's more than just, going to church every Sunday, or not eating this, eating that, or not saying this 20 times or whatever, or praying to this and that. It's more of a personal relationship with Christ. And Jesus is really just waiting for. I feel like there's at least one person here who needs to hear this. Otherwise, God would not make my mouth just keep on talking. Okay, but Jesus is just waiting for you to tell him that you need him, that you need help. That Jesus just wants to tell you that he has what you need. Whatever it is that you're looking for, whatever emptiness it is that you're feeling, he has what you need. And what is it? Do you need a father? Diba? Wala ba kayong tatay? Do you need a father? Do you need a friend? Do you need a provider? Do you need a healer? Do you need a comforter? God is enough. He is more than enough for you, and he will satisfy all of your needs. You just have to ask. He's just waiting. Hindi siya bastos na basta na lang manghimasok sa buhay ng may buhay. He's just waiting, knocking on the doors of your hearts, and just waiting for you to allow him to go in. And so I guess I would like to leave you with this song that this is my anthem, because it talks about Jesus being the answer to everything that you need. I don't know what you're going through. If you're going through a career problem, a relationship problem, a relationship that you have to get out of, or a relationship that you're in that is abusive, or some familial struggle that you're going through, I don't know. Or if you need restoration in your lives, if you have been violated, assaulted at some point, and you need God to come into your life and make you whole again, he can, because he is the answer. He's the answer to your prayers. And so I'd like to sing with you this song. It's again in my album. It's called Answer to My Prayer, and it's one of my most favorite songs. So yes, I will sing that. Anytime. You are the answer. You are the answer to my prayer. You are the answer, Lord Jesus. Now I know you were there all the time. Those nights I thought no one heard. You were embracing my every word. What a shame. Wish I knew all along that your love could bring me a smile again, and the heart would end. Your love has given me a warmth that brings me to my knees through kind and desperate times. I know you're there. You are the answer to my prayers. Oh yes, you are. There are still times I fear I won't make it through, but just as you always do, you carry me when I'm too weak to stand. This is why I walk with you for all my life. 'Cause you've given me one more reason to live, to love and forgive. Your love has given me a warmth that brings me to my knees through kind and desperate times. I know you're there. You are the answer to this kind of love that brings peace of mind. No really all I have to share with you tonight. I hope, God was able to take something out of that and bring it with you. And Miss Chip, thank you once again for having me here. I encourage you to just double and number, and it will be a much better workplace. Kasi kung nakikita mo yung office mate mo na nagpupunta sa abs-cbn fellowship, hindi na siya magiging bad. Kasi careful na yan. So I encourage you, just, keep fighting. You're of the same army. Huwag kayong magtitirahan. Minsan, we're the only army that, we shoot our own soldiers. We're of the same army. Tayong lahat mga Kristiyano tayo. Huwag naman tayong mauuna pang tumira sa kapwa Kristiyano. We're all fighting this battle together. And so, yes, kaya natin to, guys. Thank you for having me. Maraming salamat. Pastor, thank you.
Yeah. Sarap niya pakinggan, ha? Once again, a hand for the lovely Nikki Gil.